What's up, Jamar here, Vegas Sense. I got another top video, I guess you could call it. This one is going to be my top 5 Beastmode Summer Fragrances. So when I refer to a fragrance as a Beastmode Summer Fragrance, in my definition, that pretty much means that this is a fragrance that you can spray on yourself at the beginning of the day, and you can go throughout your day, whether it be, doing stuff in and outside. You can go throughout that entire day and still have that fragrance still be fairly present on you by the end of that day. All right. So these are not fragrances that you have to reapply, because you sort of sweated them out, or, they only last a couple of hours and they're just really fresh summer fragrances. No, these are fragrances that are for the summertime, or that do their best in the summertime, and they perform well in the summertime. All right. So again, it's a top 5 list. I do have a honorable mention though, and the honorable mention on this list is going to be Sensual Obsession's new formulation of Silver Mountain water. Now, this bottle that I have here is the original formulation. I do have some samples of the other or the newer formulation of Silver Mountain water, and that one is definitely a bit stronger. It projects a lot louder, and it lasts a little bit longer than this one does, which this one already lasts, well over 10 hours. So, the performance on that one for a Silver Mountain water clone is really, really good. And I love the smell of this one over any other Silver Mountain clone that I've ever smelled. All right, so this one is hands down for me the best. All right, so just jumping into this list here, at number 5, I'm gonna give it to Happy Land Studio Fragrances Blue Fire. All right, so this one is like a really fresh, clean, sort of soapy, fresh summer scent, I would say. You could probably wear this really in any weather, but I would say it's probably best for the summer. Like I said, it has like that really fresh, clean iris note in it. Doesn't smell lipsticky. It smells more so kind of soapy and fresh, I would say, and it's definitely not powdery either. You get towards the dry down sort of like a ambroxan type of smell, where it is something that you can go nose blind to because of that ambroxan in it, but others around you will definitely smell it. And because of how much juice these bottles shoot out, just a few sprays will be enough to last you well past, I would say, 10 to 12 hours. And that's whether you're going, outside, especially out here right now. It's not as hot as it has been, in Vegas. But even on a day like today, I believe the high is still like around 100 degrees or more. It's a nice little breeze, but this is definitely a fragrance that you could spray on early in the morning, maybe go do some activities on the strip. And by the end of the night, you would still be able to smell this on you. And it wouldn't just be like a dead skin scent either. All right, so at number 5, that one has to go to Blue Fire by Happy Land Studio Fragrances. All right, so at number 4, I'm going to give that one to Alexandria Fragrances Brasilia. So this is the fruity batch of Brasilia, not the smoky. And this is obviously their first interpretation of Creed's Aventus. So while this doesn't smell exactly like Creed Aventus, it is just in itself a really good interpretation of it. It does have quite a bit of smoke in it, even though this is like the fruity batch. It does have some smoke in it, not as much as like a Club de Nuit Intense Man, definitely not that much, but it does have more smoke in it than, let's say, Al Haramain L'Aventure, or definitely more than Brasilia Privé, more than Executive Number 26 by Alt Fragrances. So this one, if you like a little bit of smoke in your Aventus, then this one is really good for that. And I think what makes this last so long and what makes it project so beastly is the fact that it has like this really, really strong, sweet pineapple note that pretty much is present throughout the entire fragrance. Even when it starts to dry down and mix in with the smoke and the musk, that pineapple is still there. And you get a lot of compliments with this one as well. I highly recommend this one over Club de Nuit Intense Man, even though it's more expensive. This 60 ml bottle is about $62, I believe. It's still worth it in my opinion, and it's still, again, better to me than what Club de Nuit Intense Man is. When talking about Aventus clones for the most part. So again, this one is Brasilia by Alexandria Fragrances. All right. So at number three, this one is Alexandria Fragrances Deep Blue. So Deep Blue is their interpretation of Mason Francis Kirkshine's Aqua Celestia. So this one is like a really, really fresh, almost sort of mojito-like smelling scent, I guess you could call it. It's got like mint and some fruits or whatnot up top. And then once it dries down, that mint sort of sticks around. And this has like really, really good sillage, and it does really well as far as projecting in the heat. Whenever I wear this, I get all day long wearing this fragrance, and it doesn't matter if I'm going inside or outside. I get amazing performance with this fragrance. So I think I would recommend this fragrance to anybody that were maybe going on like a vacation, like maybe a cruise or something like that, or you're going to like Jamaica or the Bahamas. Me personally, I would prefer this over like a Virgin Island water type scent. Like if I could only choose one between this and Virgin Island water, I think I would choose this above that because, again, it is stronger. It lasts longer, and to me, in my opinion, I like the smell of it a little bit better than Virgin Island water. It's definitely it's sharper and fresher, I would say, than Virgin Island water is, whereas that one is sort of it's a little bit more creamier, with the coconut note in it. So again, that one is Deep Blue by Alexandria Fragrances. So number two, I gotta give that one to another Alexandria fragrance, and that one is Zion. So Zion is Alexandria's interpretation of Rosa's Elysium, and this one is something that you get like this really, really nice citrusy opening. It almost smells similar to Creed Aventus. It doesn't smell 100% like it, but it does definitely smell comparable to like the opening of Creed Aventus. And then, pretty much once it starts to dry down, it definitely goes in a completely different direction. But this is a really fresh fragrance that I wore this yesterday. I went pretty heavy, at least for me. I think I went about 6 sprays or so, and this was something that I was getting whiffs of all day long. And I had been outside for several hours yesterday. It was a little bit more humid yesterday than it was today, so I was definitely prone to sweating a little bit more, and this one lasted all day long. I did eventually end up washing it off from taking a shower later that day, but this would have lasted on me all day long, and I could probably go in there right now and smell my shirt, and it's probably still on my shirt right now. All right, so this one, for such a fresh fragrance, and like a lighter smelling fragrance with the lighter citrusy notes and stuff like that, and the florals that are in this. I don't know what Honey put in this, but he has been able to turn this particular scent profile into just like a beast mode fragrance. And that's one of the things that I love about Alexandria fragrances. For the most part, all of their interpretations have really good staying power, really good projection, and good sillage as well. So again, that one is Zion by Alexandria Fragrances. And then the number 1 fragrance. This one is definitely a summer beast. Like, I always recommend this to anybody that's looking for a really good performance summer fragrance that also gets a lot of compliments. And this one goes by Rasasi Hawass. All right, so Hawass, we all know that this one, it smells very similar to the 2016 version of the Paco Rabanne Invictus Aqua. I do have an interpretation from Central Obsessions of the Invictus Aqua 2016. I'm not gonna say that that one is 100% clone because I've never smelled the 2016 version, but the differences that I get between this and that are, this is a lot heavier and sweeter, and the Central Obsessions version is a bit lighter and saltier. So like more marine, I guess you could say. This one, it has a lot more, like I said, sweetness to it, and it also has some spices in it as well. So this one has a note of cinnamon that you can definitely smell throughout the entire life of the fragrance. But yeah, man, this one, like, it doesn't matter how hot it is. Like, it could be 115 out here and you could be outside all day. If you spray this stuff on, this will last you, and this is if you're outside all day long, this will last you at least, I would say, about 10 hours. And that's with being outside, walking around, sweating, you know, doing all of the things that would normally kill a fragrance in the summertime. You know, and again, I'm saying this is in like 110 to 115 degree heat. So this one is definitely a beast for sure. You can't go wrong with this one. And I mean, the price kind of goes up and down for this fragrance. I paid about $57, I believe, for this fragrance about a year ago. And I think it sort of hovers around, you know, like around 60 to about $80 to $90 or so, depending on when you find it. So definitely go and check this one out. I would say this one is also a really good starter fragrance for anybody that is just getting into fragrances, and maybe you live in like a climate where it's just hot all the time. This one would definitely be a good signature scent because, like I said, it gets a lot of compliments and it performs really well. And you don't have to go too heavy on the sprayer either with this one. I mean, typically I go about 4 sprays. I know that's considered a bit heavy for this particular fragrance. Most people say that they get away with, you know, maybe 2 sprays with this one. And this is a 100 ml bottle. So, you know, doing 2 sprays at a time, you'll never finish this bottle, even if you probably wear it every day. All right. So again, that's my top 5 list. This one is definitely number 1. It'll probably remain number 1 for a long time until I find something that performs better and smells better, if I can, you know. So again, that's my top 5 list. Jamar here, Vegas Scents. I'll see you on the next video.